Chapter 6, From Traders to Rulers. In this chapter, we will discuss about how the various European powers came as traders to India, and slowly how one of the European power, namely British East India Company, became the rulers of India. Till a few centuries ago, India was known as the land of wealth and prosperity. Traders came here from far and wide to buy spices, textiles, sugar, indigo, and saltpetre. Indigo means a blue dye obtained from plants, whereas saltpetre means potassium nitrate, in other words, a salty tasting white powder which is used to preserve meat and is also used in producing explosives and fertilizers. For a very long time, trade between Europe and India was controlled by the Arabs who used to take these goods from India to the ports on the Persian Gulf and the Red Sea. From there, the goods were further carried overland to Europe. But this well established trade route got disturbed in 1453 with the rise of Turks in West Asia. Now, the goods could no longer be taken safely over land to Europe. The seafaring countries of Europe, like Portugal, Spain, and Britain, now started to search for new sea routes to India and the countries in the east. Several European explorers now started searching for new sea routes to India, like Bartolomeo Dias and Vasco da Gama. In the year 1497, the Portuguese sailor Vasco da Gama set out from Lisbon in Portugal and sailed around the Cape of Good Hope and reached Calicut on the west coast of India 1 year later, that is in 1498. He became the first European explorer to find a direct sea route from Europe to India. The Portuguese trade with India turned out so profitable with India that other European countries like the Dutch, the British, and the French came to India for trade. It was mainly in search of spices like pepper, clove, cinnamon, and nutmeg that the Europeans came to the east. These Europeans got pepper from the Malabar coast, cinnamon from Ceylon, Sri Lanka, and cloves from the Maluku Islands, Indonesia. In the ancient and medieval period, these spices were used to make perfumes, medicines, cosmetics, to embalm bodies means to preserve the dead bodies, and to give flavor and to preserve food. From the reign of Akbar, the European powers were trying to get some trading rights in India. As the time passed, the Mughal emperors did not consider the Europeans a threat to their empire, and as a result, they did not pay any attention to the development of their navy. Slowly, the Europeans got trading privileges with the Mughal emperors, means they got some trading rights in India and established small trading settlements on the west and east coast of India. Towards the 18th century, the position of Europeans changed when regional powers like Bengal, Awadh, Hyderabad, Mysore, and the Marathas began to assert their independence from the Mughal Empire. The European powers took advantage of this situation and they supported the local powers or the local rulers in gaining independence from the Mughal Empire, and in this way they strengthened their position in trade and political power in India. Over the next few years, these trading companies gained more power and established powerful colonies in India. And these colonies ultimately challenged and destroyed the might of the Mughals, means became the reason for the declining of the Mughal Empire. The commercial and political activities of these various European trading groups, namely the Portuguese, the Dutch, the British, and the French, increased as the time passed. But among all these European powers, the British East India Company became so powerful that they became the rulers of India later on. The Portuguese. The Portuguese were the first to set up a trading company in India, and they enjoyed monopoly over Indian trade with Europe. Monopoly means a single seller with no competitors around him. Vasco da Gama was the first Portuguese explorer to reach India by sea. He first made friendly relations with the Zamorin of Calicut and then with the neighboring ruler of Cochin. After Vasco da Gama, the Portuguese viceroy Albuquerque, he built a fort in Cochin and he also captured Goa in 1510. The successors of Albuquerque later on acquired Diu, Daman, Salsette, Basin, Chaul, Bombay, Santhome near Madras, and Hooghly in Bengal. In the given map, we can see the areas occupied by the Portuguese in India, namely Calicut, Cochin, Goa, Diu, Daman, Bassein, Bombay, Madras, and Hooghly. But by the end of the 16th century, Portuguese power began to decline. There were many reasons for its decline. Among them, the first one was the weakness and the corruptions of the viceroy who followed Albuquerque and which made them unpopular with the local people in India. The another major factor for it was that there were no inland territories under the Portuguese which can support the coastal possessions of the Portuguese. Finally, due to fierce competition from the Dutch and British trading companies, only Goa, Daman, and Diu remained with the Portuguese. So, in this way, the Portuguese power came to an end in India. The Basilica of Bom Jesus in Goa is among the most well known churches constructed by the Portuguese in the early 17th century, meaning the Church of the Good Jesus. This church houses the body of Saint Francis Xavier, who founded the Society of Jesus with his friend Ignatius Loyola in 1540, and he became the world's first Jesuit missionary when he arrived India in 1542 to spread Christianity. Now, this church has been declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. The Dutch. The Dutch East India Company was founded in 1602. By the 17th century, the Dutch had grown into a strong trading power and established several trading centers, among which the important trading centers were Surat, Chinsura, Nagapatnam, and Cochin. But the main focus of the Dutch East India Company was on their settlements in Southeast Asia. The Britishers took advantage of this situation and slowly the power of the Dutch East India Company declined in India, and soon a new trading power emerged in India, that was the British East India Company. The British. The British East India Company, or we can say the English East India Company, was founded in England in 1600. Queen Elizabeth I of England allowed the English East India Company to trade with India in return for a share of its profit. King James I of England sent Sir Thomas Roy as an ambassador to the court of Jahangir in 1615, and finally Jahangir granted permission to the British to establish a factory in Surat. Ambassador means a person, a diplomatic representative of one country to represent its government in another country. Very soon, the English East India Company established trading factories in Calicut and Masulipatam also. In 1640, a local ruler, Nayak Damala Venkatappa, he leased Madras to the British, where they later on built a fortified factory known as Fort St. George. Leased means when a place is given on a rent to some other person. Then in 1651 the company set up a factory at Hooghly in Bengal, and then in 1668 Bombay also came under the possession of English East India Company. Now from here there was a big change in the trading policies of the English East India Company, who initially started off as traders. Now they were thinking of establishing an empire in India. This dream was fulfilled by Sir Josiah Child, who was the chairman of the English East India Company, who wanted to lay the foundation of an empire in India. With a dream of establishing empire in India, Sir Josiah Child attempted to capture Chittagong, which was then in India but now in Bangladesh, in 1685, but he failed to capture it. Soon Aurangzeb declared war on the English and he defeated them, and their factories in Bengal, Surat, Masulipatam and Bombay were seized. But later on in 1691 Aurangzeb again granted the company the right to trade in Bengal free of all duties, means no taxes were taken from them, in return for a token amount every year. Token amount means a fixed sum of money given to the king. Then in 1698 the company got the right to collect taxes in three of the villages, namely Sutanati, Kalikata and Govindpur, and later on these villages grew into a city known as Calcutta. The British fortified their factory at Hooghly and some areas around it, which later on developed into Fort William. British settlements in Madras, Calcutta, and Bombay later on became the centers of flourishing new cities, and now the Indian merchants and the bankers were attracted to these cities in search of increasing trade and increasing their profits. And later on, a few decades later, the Britishers became the rulers of the Indian subcontinent. The French. The French East India Company was founded in 1664, but till that time already British East India Company was well established in India. But there was a big difference between the two East India companies. The French East India Company was not owned by private merchants, Rather, it was under the absolute control of the French government. Means the rules and regulations made by the French government were followed by the French East India Company. They could not take any decisions on their own. The French established a fortified trading center at Pondicherry on the east coast of India, and later on they established their factories at Chandranagore in Bengal near Calcutta and Mahe on the west coast. These two areas were later on added to the possessions of the French settlements. So, till the time the French East India Company came to India, already English East India Company was well established and they had acquired a larger area of the Indian subcontinent, which helped them to become the rulers of the country. Some extra facts about Bombay that remained under the control of various European powers from time to time. Bombay, now known as Mumbai, is made up of seven islands. The Portuguese who came to India owned these through the Treaty of Bassein. Since it was an extremely important spot for maritime trade as it was on the coastal area of India, the British also wished to acquire the islands from the Portuguese. And for this, there was a matrimonial alliance in 1668 between the Portuguese and the Britishers, in which the Catherine of Braganza, who was the daughter of the King of Portugal, was married to King Charles II of England, and in their marriage, Bombay was given to the British as a gift. Later on, King Charles II transferred Bombay to the English East India Company. The effect of the European powers can be seen in the buildings built by them, like the Victoria Memorial built by the British in Kolkata and the buildings built by the French in Pondicherry, now known as Puducherry. In these colonized cities, the Europeans had separate quarters marked out as black for the local people and white for themselves. So this shows that how they used to live during that period.